it's often believed that if you bring a meditation practice in your life, you bring more presence in your life, more isness, more awareness of that which is right now, outside of time. That you are running away from your problems, that you are not facing that which is demanding your attention, and therefore you are postponing your problems. And if you postpone your problems, then they grow. Well, nothing is further from the truth. Because in this case, meditation is confused with something which it is not. And that is avoidance. So let's look at the difference between the two, so that you're definitely doing the right thing. So the big difference is that avoidance always implies form. So this means that, let's say that you have a financial issue, right? Very common issue. But you can change the issue for whatever issue you have. A social issue or a relationship or, whatever, choose. Let's say a financial issue. So you have a financial issue and it bothers you. It makes you feel bad, right? And if you avoid it by, let's say, substances or by social contact, you go out and you kind of push away your bad feelings by feeling good among other people. That's not necessarily actually a bad thing. You can get your mind off of things, but still your problem is going to be there when you face life again, right? Of course, it's worse when you do substances like alcohol, maybe even drugs, because then definitely after your rush, your problem is still going to be there. A very common way of avoidance is watching TV. You can watch, series after series these days, show after show, and it absorbs all of your attention. You don't feel your problems. And also for TV, you don't have to think anything. It's probably the most relaxing thing ever that we can do. Just watch TV. Your mind becomes a mirror of that which you see, and you forget your whole life. But of course, when you turn the TV off, there your life is again. So these are all avoidances, and they cannot be compared with meditation, with isness. And the difference is that all these avoidances you are swiping one form, which is your problem. Your problem is a form, it's a thing that demands your attention, that is an uncertainty that you have to kind of wait out or change something about. It's a form, it's a thing. Watching TV, doing or drinking alcohol, or going out with friends, and whatever else it is also a thing. So you're swiping one thing for another thing. Meditation or just isness is not a thing. It is not a thing that you do. It is taking the stance of that which sees things. So there is absolutely no avoidance in meditation, but the difference is that you do not see every form, like your problem, isolated in everything else. So in practice, what this means is that you do not avoid things, but you see your problem in the bigger picture. So it zooms out. And this is a natural procedure that happens because you're not pushing it away. So when you're pushing it away or when you're focused too much on it, it exists on its own. But when it's allowed to be, then you kind of see it from all perspectives. Meditation does this. So your meditation, your consciousness expands and your problem is there, just like one formation of the total energy. And therefore, you are not running away from it at all. But it doesn't bother you too much because it is just one energy formation. So what happens is that you start to see more possibilities, more aspects about your problem that you didn't see before, and more avenues to take to deal with it. Being in isness, in the moment, is not avoiding anything, but it is shifting from the horizontal dimension, where you are occupied with everything, to the vertical dimension. But in the vertical dimension, you are not in an abstraction. That is what avoidance does, abstraction. You are now in the vertical dimension, which means that you absorb energy, that you gather energy, that you then can use in the horizontal plane of your life where your problems exist. It's true that your problems do not really exist in the present moment, other than what they actually truly are. That probably is confusing also. But just look at it like this. You gather energy in presence while you do not avoid anything. But it's kind of ironic actually. Things take their right timing when you're outside of time. So you can see your problem completely for what it is, and then you do not have to take action right now while you are meditating. Your problem does not really demand that. But if you don't look at your problem like completely, then it seems to constantly ask for your attention. That's because you're not looking at it completely, you're pushing it away. So in presence, you don't push anything away, and kind of timing takes its right place. That means that you probably, when you're meditating, do not have to take immediate action on your problem, and therefore you gather energy to deal with your problem. You gather energy and insight because you see the totality of things way more if you can just relax into the present moment. It is always a good idea to do that. It's always a good idea to bring more presence in your life because it aids you on all levels. It sorts out your problems because you see things holistically, totally. So don't ever think that meditation is going to postpone your problems and make them bigger. No, then you are avoiding, then you are misplacing what it really is to meditate, what presence truly is. Then you are swapping one form for another, which is not meditation. Meditation is formless. It's taking the stance as consciousness, seeing everything, seeing form, being with form, not as form, not being lost in form, not being form in form, but seeing form as the formless.